Assalamu alaikum students and good morning to all of you. Hope all of you are doing great. So welcome to the class again, and here I am your social studies teacher and my name is Nida Sahar. So kids, as you all know that we had started our second chapter, that is communication and transport. In previous lecture I have discussed only one part of chapter, that is communication, and I'm sure you all remember that what is meant by communication, different means of communication in which we had discussed post offices, radio, newspapers, telephones, television, and email. So kids, today I am going to discuss the second part of our chapter, that is transport. In this topic I am going to discuss the following main points. What does transport mean? Main transport systems such as roads, railways, airways, and shipping. I am going to discuss these means of transport one by one. So let's begin. So kids, let's talk about what does transport mean. Transport means ways of moving goods or people from one place to another. It means to take or carry people or goods from one place to another place. A system or means of conveying people or goods from place to place. It is also a form of communication. Transport is also a form of communication. Good communication systems in a country make it possible for people and goods to be moved about easily. Transport is important because it enables communication, trade, and other forms of exchange between people, that in turn establishes civilizations. Transport plays an important part in economic growth and globalization. Main transport system by which we can move people or goods from one place to another include roads, railways, airways, and shipping. Let's discuss them in detail. So kids, the first means of transport which I am going to discuss are roads. What is a road? A road is a route or a way on land between two places that has been paved to allow travel by foot or some motor vehicles, carts, bicycle, or a horse. Thousands of years ago, there were no roads and people did not travel much. Means of travel were few. As time passed, people began to move from one place to another. Gradually, paths became tracks and some routes became busy highways. Kids, do you know when the first motor car was invented, there were very few well developed roads in the world. As traffic increased, the roads were made stronger and wider, and the major roads were made of stones. Later, roads were surfaced with crushed stones and tar. Now there are vast network of roads in all the countries. Kids, do you know who were the first people to build the roads? The Romans were among the first to build roads, which helped them to move their armies across the empire. These roads were made up of stones. The first and most famous great Roman road Why roads are important? Kids, road transport provides a faster and less costly means of transporting goods over short distances. In Pakistan, there are over 2,63,775 kilometers of roads. They join all of our villages, towns, and cities. The major advantage of road transport is that it can enable door to door delivery of goods and materials and can provide a very cost effective means of loading and unloading. They link port city of Karachi to the large markets like Lahore, Peshawar, Quetta. They also connect all regional markets so that producers and consumers can reach the collection and distribution centers. Because roads can reach almost every corner of the country, they are the most effective means of transportation. There are many roads in the world, but Pakistan is a little bit different from other countries. That's why it has different kinds of roads. The main types of roads are national highway, state highway, district roads, village roads, urban roads, motorway, superhighway, bypass roads, service roads, etc. Now, motorways. And I'm sure you all know what motorways are, as you can see in the pictures, and you must have traveled once through motorways. Motorways of Pakistan are a network of multiple lane, high speed, controlled access highways which are owned, maintained, and operated federally by Pakistan's National Highway Authority. The government has built motorways to provide fast travel without traffic jams. Motorways do not have crossings and they do not enter small settlements. The motorway network in the north links major cities with Islamabad, and the Makran Coastal Highway links Karachi to Gwadar. Kids, do you know which is the longest motorway in Pakistan? The China Construction Company has completed Motorway 5, the longest motorway in Pakistan. Under the CPIC project in Gwadar, the 392 kilometers M5 Sakhar is being considered as the longest motorway of South Asia. Kids, do you know that more people now use the bus services to travel within a country? What do you think? Why do they prefer to travel in buses within a country? Because it is cheaper than flying, they are faster than the railways, and they reach almost all remote corners of the country. Traveling by bus is cheaper than the other means of transportation. So here comes another important means of transport, that is railways. Rail transport is a means of transferring passengers and goods on wheeled vehicles running on rails, which are located on tracks. In contrast to road transport, where vehicles run on a prepared flat surface, that is roads, rail vehicles are directionally guided by the tracks on which they run. Pakistan has a railway network of 11,881 kilometers. The trains carry goods and people all over the country. In Pakistan, we have both passenger and goods trains. Passenger trains are those trains which carry people, which move and transport people from one place to another. And goods trains are those trains which carry different types of substances, chemicals, grains from one place to another. Some trains pull tank wagons which carry oil, petrol, and other liquids. So, railways are important means of transport which provide high speed and cheap transport over long distances. Kids, do you know that the early railway engines built in 19th century were powered by steam? The steam produced by using coal to heat water, as you can see in the picture. Later, better and faster engines were developed that ran on diesel and electricity. So here we are going to discuss the other important means of transport, that is airways. Airway is a route along which airplanes fly from airport to airport. In 1955, Pakistan started an airline called Pakistan International Airline, which is also known as PIA. Today, Pakistan has more than 40 aircrafts. PIA also connects the country with Asia, Europe, North America, and the Middle East. Other private airlines are also operating in the country now. So, when does Pakistan started its first own airline? In 1955, Pakistan started an airline which is known as PIA. There are 42 domestic airports and 12 international airports in Pakistan which have flights to and from other countries. What is a domestic airport? A domestic airport is an airport that handles only domestic flights, means flights within the same country. And what is an international airport? An international airport is the airport that handles flight all over the world, which allow you to travel all over the world. So there are 12 international airports in Pakistan. The most famous international airports in Pakistan are Jinnah International Airport, which is in Karachi, Allama Iqbal International Airport, which is in Lahore, and Benazir Bhutto International Airport, which is in Islamabad. Kids, do you know who invented the first airplane? On December 17, 1903, Wilbur and Oliver Wright were the first men to fly an airplane. They are also known as Wright brothers. So, Wright brothers were the first men to fly an airplane. Here is another important means of transport, that is shipping. Shipping means transport of goods or people by sea. In earlier times, travel by sea was quite common, especially for traveling overseas. Now ships are mainly used to transport goods and cargo such as grain, oil and machinery. Pakistan's ships are run by the Pakistan National Shipping Corporation PNSC. PNSC stands for Pakistan National Shipping Corporation. Most of the ships are used for transporting different kinds of goods. In Pakistan, we have three large ports. A port can be defined as an area that is able to provide shelter to numerous boats, ships, and can also allow transaction of shipment. Pakistan has three big seaports named as Karachi Port, Mohammed bin Qasim Port, and Gwadar Port. Port of Mohammed bin Qasim is the oldest port, while the Karachi port is the busiest one. In the background you can see this is the Karachi port. And this is the third seaport that is being developed at Gwadar on the Balochistan coast. Okay kids, now you are going to read page number 85 till page number 87 thoroughly, and you have to underline the main points. And after reading the chapter and after watching the video, are you able to tell what is meant by transport? Why roads are an important part of communication in Pakistan? Why do more people travel by road within a country than by air or train? What are the names of the international airports in Pakistan? What are the major ports in Pakistan, seaports in Pakistan? What does PNSC stand for? So that is all for today's lecture. In the next lecture, I am going to review the chapter and I am going to discuss the book exercises with you. So kids, that is all for today's lecture. I am going to see you in the next class. Till then, stay home, stay safe and study hard. Take care and Allah Hafiz. And keep smiling.